Let's get straight to it. Number 10. The Ivy League backdoor. You think a top-tier education costs a couple $100,000 and a rejection letter. That's exactly what they want you to believe. But here's the low-key hack the wealthy have been using for years. Harvard, Stanford, MIT, and Columbia give away their actual courses for free. We're not talking about some watered-down YouTube summary. We're talking about the full-on, semester-long curriculum with video lectures, reading lists, homework assignments, and exams. Harvard's CS50 is literally one of the most famous computer science courses on the planet, and it costs you exactly $0 to take it. Stanford has entire tracks on communication, finance, and AI that you can audit on edX without paying a dime. The rich don't shell out six figures for knowledge. They know exactly where to find it for nothing, and they're sure as heck not going to tell everyone about it. While most people are dropping thousands on coding boot camps, the wealthy are casually cranking through MIT's free linear algebra lectures from their private jets. It's a backdoor into the brains of the world's smartest professors, and the only price of admission is your time. Number 9. The data that billionaires pay for. Wall Street moves on data. Hedge funds drop millions annually on proprietary research and Bloomberg terminals that cost over $24,000 a year. But here's the thing that'll blow your mind. The exact same macroeconomic data those suits are staring at is sitting on free government websites. The Federal Reserve's FRED database is a treasure trove. Inflation, employment numbers, housing starts, yield curves, all of it updated in real time and completely free. The World Bank and IMF publish detailed country-level development data that investment banks literally repackage and sell to you for a premium. The U.S. Census Bureau hands out demographic and economic data like candy. Even the UK's Office for National Statistics gives you sector-wise stats on everything from infrastructure to agricultural output. The wealthy don't pay for numbers. They just know exactly where to click. Meanwhile, the average Joe is paying $50 a month for a newsletter that's just regurgitating what's already free. They're treating Fred like it's some top-secret CIA file, when it's literally just a bookmark away. The data is public. The hustle is private. Number 8. The library that never closes. Walk into any high-net-worth individual's home office, and you'll see walls lined with leather-bound classics. You think they paid $30 each for those? Probably, but they didn't need to. Project Gutenberg has over 75,000 classic ebooks you can download right now without spending a cent. Actual literature, philosophy, history, and science texts that shaped the world's greatest thinkers. We're talking about the books that billionaires brag about reading at dinner parties. LibriVox gives you free audiobooks of those same titles, so you can read while you're commuting, working out, or just zoning out. The BBC archives are packed with decades of documentaries and radio programs that aren't locked behind paywalls. The difference between the wealthy and everyone else isn't the cost of the book. It's that they actually open it. They're listening to classic Stoic philosophy, while everyone else is doom-scrolling TikTok. Knowledge is free. The distraction is the expensive part. Number 7. The global classroom at your fingertips. MIT, Stanford, and Berkeley have entire course catalogs accessible online. Not just lecture notes, but full video lectures, assignments, and exams. The Open Education Consortium pulls together free courses from universities around the world, so you can get a global perspective without ever leaving your couch. Want to learn behavioral economics from a Yale professor? Go for it. Want to dive into astrophysics from an MIT lecturer? Done. The rich are constantly learning. They treat education like a daily gym session for their brain, but they're not paying tuition. They're using Coursera and edX audit options that let you access 95% of the content without a certificate. You don't need the fancy piece of paper. You need the skills, and those skills are just a few clicks away. Number 6. The financial tools they don't want you to find. Ever wonder how rich people always seem to make the right investment moves? They aren't geniuses. They're just using tools that are completely free, but hidden from the average person's radar. There are free stock evaluators that let you score companies against Warren Buffett's value investing principles, Ray Dalio's all-weather metrics, and Benjamin Graham's deep value models. You can use FIRE, financial independence, retire early, calculators to map out exactly when you can stop working based on your savings rate. You can model mortgage payments, rental yields, and portfolio health without paying a financial advisor hundreds of dollars per hour. There are AI-powered financial assistants available 24/7 that can answer complex questions about tax brackets, loan amortization, and compound interest. The wealthy use these digital tools to make informed decisions. They don't rely on luck. They rely on free analytics. Number 5. The maps that show you the future. Skip the expensive real estate seminars. If you want to know where property values are about to skyrocket, you pull up QGIS, a completely free mapping software that real estate moguls use to spot the next gold mine neighborhoods. Wealthy investors aren't driving around looking for vibes. They're layering data sets. They look at school ratings, new building permits, traffic flow, crime heat maps, and demographic shifts all on one screen. They can see a city's future just by tracking where the young, high-earning professionals are moving before the hipster coffee shops even open. The U.S. Census Bureau hands you this data on a silver platter. The Department for Transport gives you traffic and infrastructure patterns in the UK. You don't need a crystal ball. You need a browser and a few hours of free tutorials on YouTube. The rich don't guess. They triangulate data points that are literally published by the city you live in. They're using free government resources to make million-dollar bets. You're just looking at Zoopla and wondering why you can't afford a house. Stop guessing. Start mapping. Number 4, the research you didn't know existed. While you're reading a summarized news article about what's trending, the wealthy are reading the raw source material. Google Scholar is free. PubMed is free. The UK Intellectual Property Office database is completely open to the public. The Harvard Dataverse is a free repository of research data from thousands of studies that academics use to publish papers. Think about that for a second. You can see the data that the New York Times journalists are quoting before they even write the article. IPUMS has billions of historical person records and thousands of integrated variables, completely free for anyone who registers. Academics use this to write papers that influence policy. Researchers use it to write books that sell for $30 a copy. The wealthy are scanning for trends, new materials, drug trials, supply chain innovations, years before they hit the front page. They're reading the raw science and acting on it. The data is public. The hustle is private. The only barrier is knowing where to click. Number 3, the public domain goldmine. Classic literature, philosophy, and scientific texts are free. The wealthiest people in history built their entire intellectual foundation on these exact works. They didn't pay a fortune. They just read them. And now you can read the same words that shaped the minds of Rockefeller, Carnegie, and Buffett. Project Gutenberg has over 75,000 classic ebooks you can download right now without spending a cent. LibriVox gives you free audiobooks of those same titles. But here's the catch that most people miss. The rich don't just download them to decorate their digital shelf. They study them. They apply the principles of Stoicism to their portfolio panic, or use Sun Tzu's tactics to outmaneuver competitors. That $30 book on your shelf is the exact same text they downloaded for free on their iPad during their flight. The difference isn't the availability of the books. It's that they actually read them with intention. You can download the full works of Marcus Aurelius, Adam Smith, and Nietzsche in seconds. No cap. The knowledge has been there for centuries. The only thing stopping you is the decision to open the book and actually pay attention. Number 2, the language you can learn for free. Rich people hire private language tutors for $100 an hour. They'll drop a few grand on a premium app or a trip to Spain to immerse themselves. But you can achieve fluency with discipline and free tools without spending a dime. Duolingo and BBC Languages offer completely free structured courses that will get you to intermediate level. YouTube has thousands of native speakers teaching their languages for free, with all the cultural nuances and slang that you'll never find in a textbook. Here's the secret weapon. Language Transfer is a free audio course that teaches you the structure of the language in 15-minute chunks while you're doing the dishes. You can listen to free foreign language podcasts and watch foreign language films with subtitles on YouTube or Netflix. The resource is free. The effort is the only real investment. The wealthy don't have a monopoly on vocabulary. They just practice more. A bilingual worker earns about 1015% more on average. Learning a second language isn't just a hobby. It's a financial arbitrage move that costs you $0. Number 1, the network you don't have. The most expensive resource in the world isn't a course, a book, or a tool. It's the people you know. High net worth individuals aren't paying thousands to join a mastermind because they have to. They're doing it because they like the steak dinners. But here is the insider secret. There are free platforms that connect you with serious professionals and accredited investors. Long Angle is a free global community for high net worth investors to share deals and insights. There are thousands of free Slack and Discord groups where founders, VCs, and industry experts drop absolute gems daily. LinkedIn is free if you use it properly. Hell, even subreddits like r/fatfire and r/entrepreneur are packed with people who have already figured it out and share their playbooks. The catch: you can't just show up and ask for a handout. You need to bring something to the table, a skill, a question, or a perspective. The wealthy didn't pay for their network. They joined the right rooms, listened more than they spoke, and added value first. And those rooms are open. You just have to stop scrolling and start engaging. That's it for this video. More on the way. Subscribe to catch them.